Now in this module I want to look at specific new hazards which you must be aware of when carrying out vehicle extrication. And these can be summarised as the following, these three areas. You've got cutting the seats, you've got cutting the pillar posts, and you've got automatic rollover protection systems. Let's look at the first issue then, cutting the seats. Now many new vehicles have airbag sensors, they've got mini gas cylinders and even airbags mounted in the seats. Now for safety reasons you should avoid cutting through these components by removing the upholstery with a knife and investigating before cutting with hydraulic cutters. So know where you're cutting, you know we said before, know where you're cutting. Remove the upholstery with a knife to make sure you're not cutting through these. As you can see here, that's where the pipe is there. That's the cable there. If you cut through that, you may be injured. Now, not only should you be careful when cutting seats, you should also be careful when cutting any pillar posts, as again, they might contain a number of systems under pressure. For example, the blades can be damaged by the reinforcement in the seat belt mountings or the pre-tensioner systems. However, the most hazardous is to cut through an airbag inflator, which releases compressed gases under high pressure, or it may release fragments of the cylinder itself. So be very careful, as you can see there, when cutting through these areas. For this reason, it's imperative that you always expose and investigate pillars before you start to cut through them. And it's also advisable to use a flexible cutting shield to protect the patient during cutting. So there's a protective shield that you can use for the casualty, protecting them. You should have all your full gear on, you can protect them. You should already have safety protection on yourself. This will protect against the tool slipping as well as providing some protection against any exploding cylinders in the unlikely event that they may have not been seen. And this video is going to show you what happens when you do cut through hidden hazards. Watch this. Now, automatic rollover protection systems. Now, these systems deploy as the vehicle begins to roll, and they're typically stored behind the seats in the rear deck area where cervical spinal management often takes place. And this presents a significant risk to rescuers and emergency care providers if deployment accidentally occurs during the rescue efforts. The back of the seat, if you're over the casualty trying to assist them and that deploys, yeah, it could kill you. Now, steps to control this hazard are disconnection of the battery where possible and avoid the deployment path. So as long as you know when it's going to go, don't go in that area. So that's what you've got to be careful of. This video is going to show you the deployment of the rollover system. And what's the main thing is, watch how fast this operates and just pretend you're stood above it and see what happens. That covers the section on specific new hazards.